Hello and welcome to Splashy Fish. Today we are talking about how to take care of Neocaridina shrimp. Okay, so this is the most common question that customers always ask me. The reason why is it's not it's not super hard to keep them alive, but if you don't follow exactly the way how to do it, you know, it will give you a hard time. And from my point of view, I it took me around 3 months to figure out this formula. And then over the years, now we are now at 14 years of doing this. It took me a long time to realize what I did wrong and what I could have done better. So follow me today, and I will show you how to set up the tank from beginning to the end. Okay? Yes. So this is our most popular shrimp in entire shrimp room. This is called, red cherry shrimp, uh, or this is the high quality of it. It's called fire red cherry shrimp. The reason why it's higher quality of color is because you can see that the body of the red is a lot redder and then have a full body of red. You can see there's on the screen there's one that is like a mix with white and red, and that will classify as a red cherry shrimp right there. All right, so this is one of the this is called blue dream shrimp, um, and with this one, these are the second most popular shrimp on the market. Um, the reason why they are on high demand is because of their blue color that on their body and in their legs. The darker the shrimp is, the more expensive it would be. So this is the third most popular shrimp that we sell at the store. This is called golden yellowback or yellow goldenback Neocaridina shrimp. The reason why they call that name is because if you look on top of them, they have a golden back. But if you zoom it out, you will definitely see the golden a lot more when I do a close-up video like this. And they are also right now eating shrimp envy food as well. That's why everyone is fighting for it. Let's walk over here and let me show you some things that you will need. So if you're thinking of doing shrimp and do it on your desktop in your at home, I would say that your best friend would be something like an all-in-one. But however, if you're doing an all-in-one, make sure that these have to have an attachment to be on, so shrimp babies and shrimp adults don't come back here and get dried by the filtration system. Okay. My favorite thing to be put on the office desk probably will be these two things. I believe it's like a 5 gallon tank, and this is like a 7.5 gallon tank. These two probably the best tank size for the desktop aquarium. Anything smaller than that, you will get some of the aquarium that is evaporating too much. And then like UNS also have some other tank size today. I have Lifeguard Aquatic. This is a very nice tank size. This is roughly around 5 gallon. And UNS have a 45U that is 10 gallon tank. And any of these tank size will work very well for you. Okay. Tank size, light is really important if you want to grow your plants and have a nice planted aquarium. This will be definitely a nice light to have, so then kind of grow the plants very well. Show your shrimp pop in the tank and you can see the shrimp very well. And imagine you're working on a computer and you see an ecosystem right next to you. That will be look pretty amazing. So after you buy the aquarium, the next thing you need to buy is aquarium substrate or soil. Okay, if you're planning to do planted tank like that, I would highly recommend to go with aqua soil. The reason why you want to go with anything else that's not aqua soil is because they don't grow plants very well, and then also shrimp need lower pH substrate. Okay, so there's a couple of brands on the market for aqua soil. I highly recommend using Oase. Oase probably my trusted brand right now, and also Counter Soil and ABT aquarium soil. Okay, so what this do for the soil is it will low down the pH to 6.0 to 6.5, which is the perfect parameter for shrimp. Okay, and the pebble is fine enough and small enough that the shrimp cannot can go around, dig for food, and also for plant to root it down. Okay, please make sure to read the package label. If you decide not to go with these aqua soil, you know, I would say if you don't have local fish oil to carry Awase, you can always try to get Pluvo. However, for me, I found that Pluvo is kind of a bit hard to keep the pebbles, you know, not breaking apart for a long time. And the water quality of the soil for the nutrition wise is not the same with other brands. Okay, but my main thing I would recommend for is do not get anything that's saying calcium, you know, CO3, magnesium, or other things that increase in the water. These are not supposed for shrimp. Okay, make sure you look for them package that say shrimp safe or something like that too. African cichlid, aragonite, sand is not your best friend. Okay, do not add these to your tank. That will raise the pH up, raise, you know, GS and KH up. That will make the tank completely worse. Okay. All right, so let's do some setup for the aquarium shrimp. Okay. First of all, you need to, the most requirement that you will need to have is either a sponge filter, or at least a canister filter, or the hang on the back. But you do a canister filter or hang on the back, make sure you have a pre-filter with it so they don't get sucked in. Okay, but these are the sponge filter. The reason why how these would work is when so this is where we attach to this oxygen, like an air pump. So the air will got pushed down to the bottom of the filter, and then using this inner tube right here, you can see. And then from there, it will get dispensed, and then naturally the air will raise up. Right? So once the air raise up, it's create a suction of water that also move into with it, and that's create the water, make the water move from outside, go into the filter, and then go up. And by doing that, let's create a very nice filtering system for the aquarium. This is the most efficient, cheapest option to run the aquarium. However, vapor, you know, water evaporation can be a lot, so you have to be very careful about using this. You know, definitely I would love to have a lid on. There's a couple of different tank size for them. This is Hydra Aquatic. You can buy this directly from our website. This is designed for 5-gallon capacity. I always, you know, because I always, for our store, we always give more than the requirement for one tank size. We always go up to size. This is a 10-gallon tank capacity, but you know, with your tank size, you definitely want to do the exact amount, so then you don't have to be understock or overstock. Okay, let's switch over to see what I would recommend for you in the aquarium for filtration system. So filter, there's a lot of different common ones. I would probably go with something small like these. These are Bio Compact 20, 25, and 50. This has filter inside, or it will also have the you know, filter, and then also the sponge inside. So it's used you know, motors to move around. These are the best tank size for like 5 or 10-gallon tank. You can also do with a hang on the back. I would go probably with the Bioside Thermo 330 right here. This one will have a built-in heater, so if you don't, you know, with shrimp you don't need to put it in a heater. If you only keep shrimp by itself, you can also buy a version that doesn't have a heater, or just get this and then unplug it in. Sometimes the house is cold, so you definitely go on a built-in heater, and that's totally fine as well. All right, I would say the Biothermo 30 would be the best option, or something like this one would be the Bio Plus Thermo 50. Okay. All right, so for shrimp parameter, what I would usually do, and I would recommend to do, is get yourself a TDS10. What a TDS10 would do, this is the TDS10 you get from Amazon. Okay, it's testing the water quality in the aquarium. What I would usually do is I would turn on and then test for the water. So if you're doing RODI or tap water, it's the same thing you want to do. Is you want to test for your water. If the TDS is right, saying 97, that's a bit too low for the aquarium. They can. Well, it's 97 is fine, but usually I would aim for between 100 and 200. If they get above 300, about 200 and go closer to 300 TDS ppm, then I will do a water change on them. Okay, So you have to make sure that you test out your tap water at home before you add a shrimp or do any setup. Make sure that your tap water is safe for shrimp by just the TDS meter. Make sure that the water there is low enough for them. If they are not low enough for them, then you definitely want to use RODI. Okay. The most common mistake that that a lot of people do wrong is when the water evaporates from the tank, you keep adding back, tap water inside the tank. That's not a good option. The reason why is when the water evaporates the tank, the mineral stay inside. When that mineral stay inside will, if you keep adding more tap water in, you eventually also adding more minerals inside the tank, which raise the general hardness, pH, and the TDS up. That will eventually make the shrimp hard to mulch, and they will not mulch that easy. Okay, so I would highly recommend, if you are the water low down because of your evaporation in the home is so quick, I would highly recommend getting RODI water. Make sure it's either the same pH. You only add a little bit of amount of water. Don't worry about the pH that much. But if you're adding a big volume of water, make sure pH is really important. Okay, so I will test for pH and make sure you add them slowly. But with this much of water, I can just pour it in like with a cup. You should be all good to go. Okay. There's two options how to make the water safe for shrimp. So first of all, you still need to do a nitrogen cycle. If you haven't if you don't know what a nitrogen cycle is, please click the link on top here, and then it will show you how to do a nitrogen cycle. But then, if you what nitrogen cycle is a cycle that you need to establish to make sure that it's safe for shrimp and fish and living animal in the aquarium. It's fish that create ammonia will and then too much of ammonia will burn the gill organ and which causes to die. So that's why nitrogen cycle is really important. You want to convert ammonia to nitrite to nitrate to nitrite, nitrite to nitrate, nitrite to nitrate. Okay, I'm always messed it up, so I'm really sorry. But look at the other video, you should be good. And then so set up the shrimp tank. You have two options to set up a shrimp tank. First option, okay, is just doing straight tap water with pram. Okay, pram will remove your chlorine for you, chlorine and chloramine. After that, you can alternative products you can find also Fritz, so like for example Fritz Complete or the ACCR. Okay, after that, once you're done with those, then you want to put in ammonia source. Ammonia source will help to jumpstart the tank and let the tank recycling. And then from there, you also need something with a bacteria. So there's a couple of different types of bacteria on the market. I would highly recommend using this TurboSalt 700. The reason why is this will have a lot more bacteria in the bottle, and you will get your tanks ready quicker. So usually I would keep putting ammonia into the tank every 5 days. So then, the tank keeps recycling and create biobacteria for the whole tank system. That would do very well, and then create more biobacteria. By the time that the aquarium is 4 to 6 weeks old, then you can start putting shrimp in. So you cannot set up a tank and put shrimp in right away. There's other option on the market that you would probably know is Stability from Seacam. That's a really good product. Fluval, they have their own biobacteria, logical one. API, Quick Start. If I would do, if I would probably pick Fluval or Seacam Stability over the ABT Quick Start. ABT Quick Start, I would only put it in there, once you don't have any other option. But Quick Start will do the job, but you probably have to cycle for longer and put a lot more ammonia in there so they get a jump start quicker, and also a lot more bacteria from that bottle in. Okay, and then the second option that you can do to make your tank a lot better is using RODI water. Okay, RODI water, what it does is you can go to your local fish store to buy RODI water. Okay, so RODI water, what it meant is, you have to get a filtration system, run through all the filtration system to remove chlorine, chloramine, and then after that it will go to sediment, go to DI resin, to anion resin, calcium resin, and then it go to the sediment filter and then go into the flash state. Okay, up here. So if you don't, if you don't want to invest in something like this big machine, this is like a store use machine that we use. You can definitely use something smaller like this Aqualife filter that run for 200 gallon a day. They also on the market there should be a 75 gallon per day and 100 gallon per day. Okay, you do not need to invest on this machine unless you have like 100 gallon tank or with 1,000 shrimp or something like that. Okay, if you don't have that much, don't worry about it. I would rather just if you can only buy a 5 or 10 gallon tank, just come to your local fish store, support them, and tell them that you need RDI water, and get and buy from them, mix the water at home, and go from there. Okay, that's also supporting local fish store, and that's what we are really care about. All right, once you get our water, you will need to get shrimp salt. Oh, shrimp salt over this side. So actually, let me show you a couple of ones. Okay, so you have a couple of brands on the market. So there is Brightwell Aquatic brand. Let me go grab you my bottle so you can see them. So there's Neo, Tiger, KH, and GH Plus. Okay, mineral brand balance. You can use this one to increase the to make the water for Neocaridina shrimp, and then from there you also want to use. I have more. You can also use shrimp coat. Shrimp coat right here is like a bacteria that for shrimp, great for shrimp itself, and then you also have fluorine bacteria 7. This is also the beneficial bacteria for the whole tank. And that is what you will need for your aquarium if you want to do the harder route. However, this harder route doesn't seem harder because then at this point, your shrimp would do a lot better, healthier. They replicate more, reproduce for you more, and you don't see a lot of death. Okay, so weigh your option, see what you want to do. Both options you still have to run through a nitrogen cycle. So once you do RDI water mix, you still have to do put in ammonia and bacteria source to let the cycle running. Okay. The other option that I have found, and I think it's like a better option too if you want to do aquascaping, is getting these ABT Sky product. What these ABT Sky products do is the person that creating this is Dennis Wong. He is a plant guy, and he create this beautiful scape that you can see. And so this is like a plant fertilizer that he created, and during the creation he actually created a shrimp salt that also compatible with shrimp. So I use the shrimp salt and mix them with all the other products we have in the store. But usually we mix the shrimp salt with RDI water and then put into our planted tank. So for example, like this beautiful tank you see right here, it's using shrimp salt. This right here, ABT Sky, and then growing plants from there. Okay, you can see this beautiful scape. Fish swimming happily. The scape look beautiful. So that probably would be what I would recommend to do if you like to do something with shrimp and planted tank. Okay, and shrimp and planted tank doing very well. So that's perfect. All right, let me put this back. So once you set up the tank correctly, then a waiting time is a requirement. Okay, waiting time is the most critical one. You want to keep testing for your ammonia, nitrate, and nitrite. Okay, once you see the ammonia go down a little bit and you start seeing nitrate and nitrite, you still want to keep adding ammonia in so your cycle don't crash, because you have to wait for at least 6 weeks to set a cycle. Once the cycle, you can start adding shrimp in. Okay, so shrimp you can add in by doing a drip acclimation. Have you done any drip acclimation before? If you don't, let me show you. So what drip acclimation mean is you want to have an airline tubing going from, this is Daphnia that I'm doing right here, but you can do the same thing, and this is a lot better, and I would suggest do the same thing for any other fish tank you have at home. Okay. So with Daphnia, what you will gonna do, with shrimp and drip acclimation, what you want to do is you want to get an airline tubing, go straight into the tank. If you have a suction cup like this, that would be amazing, but if you don't, You don't need to have that. And then you just let the water run, dripping down to start the siphoning, and then have a tubing like a control valve on the bottom to let the air dripping down. If you don't have something like this, you can always just tie a knot. So the tighter a knot is, the better it is, okay? And then from there, you should be all set. You should be all good to go. All right, feeding. For feeding, I would highly recommend only feeding them every other day. Besides feeding them with all these commercial shrimp foods, it's not really commercial, but you know, Shrimp Envy and Cat Aquatic is small business just like us. So if you want to go to their website and support them directly, you're more welcome to do it. If you want to order from our website for the shrimp, might as well get some shrimp food for your shrimp. We can ship them to you as well. Okay, but Cat Aquatic, besides Cat Aquatic shrimp food and Shrimp Envy shrimp food, I would highly recommend to feed them with spinach. Okay, so I would blend the spinach or put the spinach down. I would probably get a toothpick, put them down on your soil, and then push the spinach down. So then the shrimp will come in and eat the spinach. Okay, spinach is very well, zucchini is very well. Unless you have like, you know, the 300 shrimp like what we have here, and you can see like how they go on food and eat that. I wouldn't put in too much of the zucchini or spinach. I probably would put one leaf in, left in there for overnight, and then feeding them. And then once they're done, remove it. You know, next morning remove it. Okay. Other option you can also do is like for this aquarium, you know, this is orange sun-kissed shrimp. Okay, these guys are right now so happy with eating just the outer corn that we have in here. So, and they have a couple more in the back, so they are all in the back right now eating that. So that's why they don't bother to come out and eat our food that we drop in from here for them right there. Okay, and that's common. I wouldn't here. This might turn your water tannins a little bit for a couple of days. That's totally fine. That's common for me, and I don't mind that. But this will give them a lot of nutrition that healthy for the tank, which will lower the pH down, giving shrimp extra food anytime they need to eat. So then trigger them to breed a lot more, and also you know, don't get them hungry. So if you feel like you might have overfeeding the shrimp tank, the best way to know is your ammonia will be way too high. So if you do that, just do a big volume of water change. I would say not over 30%. So I would do 30%, or sorry, it would be 25 or 20% water change, and then go from there. But try to feed them very minimal. Okay, they are very slow creature of eating food, so you cannot drop in a lot of food in there and expect them to eat them all. And then if the food breaks down so quick, create so much high of ammonia that will lead to the whole thing have problem. Okay, I would highly recommend just feeding them normal food, small amount of food if you can. So these guys are strawberry Freshwater. This is one of their best probably tank mates for the aquarium, for the shrimp tank, because their mouth is really small. They don't eat a lot of the adult shrimp other than a baby shrimp. Your colony will be safe, and they can replicate a lot more for you and a lot faster for you. Next thing would be like your green neon tetra. So these green neon tetra right here, their mouth and everything will be very small as well. So technically, they will not eat your fish and your shrimp, so they are safe with your shrimp tank. Next thing that I really love is the Kumbotara Explorer. They're in the tenants water right now because of their, we have some death recently, so we're trying to figure out what went wrong to make it better, not getting that again. So these will be probably the best option for your aquarium because they're also small and they look really cool. These are purple lamb chop, Harlequin Explorer. These are also nano fish. They don't grow too big, and their mouth is way too small. So I would recommend that too, also for your aquarium. All these fish have the same water parameter with the shrimp anyway, so you can live them together. Last but not least is your Chili Explorer. Chili Explorer is probably one of the most common fish in an aquarium that I would highly recommend you get them. You know, and probably this is the most overrated fish in the market right now because how you know how much marketing has been pushing out and everything. But pure explorer is the same thing with strawberries or explorer. It's kind of the body is a little bit different. You know, strawberry or explorer will get to this color and red color you're seeing, or maybe a bit darker. The pure explorer can get to a very bright red color. Okay. Then for the bottom dwellers, that can be your best friend. Oh, what? Ow, pygmy corridors? Am I wrong, or is this like, ow, okay. So, pygmy corridors will be our best friend that you can have in your aquarium. These are really your best tank mate because they will eat all everything. And sorry, your best tank mate because they will eat all the food that left over from the shrimp, but they do not eat shrimp, okay? That's for your best one. Alright, make sure to go around, see what else we have in here that can show to you. Oh, this is another tank of the green neon tetra. They look also very good too. Pea puffer. So I have heard good thing about you know, mixed feeling about pea puffer, see if they do eat shrimp or not. So I'm not sure about it. I had put them with shrimp before. They don't eat shrimp, but sometimes when they get hungry, they do eat shrimp. So you have to be very careful about that. Okay. Coolie Lodge. I so far have a couple customers have told me that they do eat shrimp. However, that's only probably when the shrimp is dead. They don't have a habit of creature that would hunt down for shrimp. So you can definitely consider that, but please you know, be cautious about that as well. Typically, I would recommend to put shrimp in first, and then put anything a smaller fish in later, and then only put in shrimp that is the largest shrimp. I mean, the largest fish at the end. So you want to go from the smallest fish on one side to the largest fish at the end, and make sure you do at least a 7 days interval between. Okay. And then next are a couple other fish things that you can keep in your aquarium is like ember tetra. These ember tetra do very well in your aquarium. They stay small. They don't grow way too big for your aquarium. And then also the nano tank, the mouth, even though they're only adult size, they don't even grow that big. These are also super tip tetra. They do the same thing. Their mouth don't grow as big, so they're perfectly good for your shrimp tank. If you have a higher, if you have a very high tank and a lot of depth in your water, you want something with top layer swimmer, your silver hatchet fish would be the best option. Okay, I'm surprised they are hanging there right now, but typically they would hang on top like what that guy would be. And I think it's because we don't have a lot of them in here anymore, so that's why they hang on the mid there. Particularly they would hang in there. And these guys are called Galaxy Explorer. One of the most overrated fish right now in the market too. But they are so beautiful. They look like a rainbow trout. And let me see if you see the color. So here's the color of them. Look like a rainbow trout. Look so beautiful. They do very well in your shrimp tank as well. Their water parameter technically is the same water parameter with your shrimp. Okay. Last but not least, I might have some couple more, but the white cloud mountain minnows will be another option for you. These are cold temperature fish, so if you're clearing this with your shrimp, you don't really need to have a heater. Okay. Let me walk around, see what else I'm missing. I think I'm missing one more. Raminos rasbora. Okay, these guys are great. These have a blue body or a green body, depending on what you look at. So these guys will be very good for your aquarium. They are also nano type, considered nano fish as well. They have a red head and a red tail with a blue or a green body, depending on how well you look at it. And what your color inspection on your eye color and your brand. All right, let's move to fish that you cannot keep with shrimp. Okay, actually, let me do a middle tier. Middle tier is it can be considered safe, but not safe for baby shrimp. Okay, fish that's safe for adult shrimp but not baby shrimp are guppy fish. So look at these. These are only like a couple months old, right? You see how big they are. They are around an inch and a half already. So if you give them for longer and bigger size, it will be impossible to they grow around to 2 and 2.5 size. That's way too big for them, and then so the mouth does get big, so they might eat the baby shrimp, and they also might eat when a shrimp is trying to molt and they looking like they struggle to molt, these guys will come and eat them. Okay, Aquascape also consider a medium option. They can be very friendly, nano fish size as well, but they can also consider that they might eat other shrimp. So be very careful with it as well. Okay. And same thing with the curly loach. Curly loach can be considered a species that can eat shrimp or not eating shrimp. So their mouth does get big when they get bigger, but I would say they probably will eat the baby shrimp, but not the adult shrimp. They only eat the adult shrimp when the adult shrimp look like they are struggle to molt, and they will start eating them. Same thing with some of these gourami. These gourami will do exactly the same thing as well. They do get bigger, their mouth, and they consider very aggressive. So you shouldn't even keep more than one of them in the tank. This is another type of gourami that we have here, and you definitely will be the same option as well. You definitely don't want to do that. Discus. Discus can consider a minimum, requirement, but can be safe for keeping with shrimp, but not small enough with the shrimp babies. But keep in mind too, discus is living in a core temperature. I mean, warmer temperature is like around 85 to 83 to 85. That's considered a bit too high for the shrimp. You need to be very careful what you decide to do with them. Okay. Cloud loach and yo-yo loach. Okay. Cloud loach and yo-yo loach definitely not a good option for you at all. The reason why is these guys can get big to around 2 feet long or 1 feet long, and they definitely not will be a good partner for you. Congo tetra does get big, and they can also be considered a middle option. Rainbow fish, the same thing. Well, Bosemy rainbow fish will be the same option as well. Okay. If you decide to have if you have a lot of algae in your tank and you need to get some fish to eat the algae, huge stream loach. If you have a 20-gallon tank or 30-gallon tank or bigger, that will be your best option right here. That is the guy, huge stream loach. And then if you want something else that eating algae, these auto cichlids will be the best friend for you as well. Okay, if we have algae in the tank, they will control everything for you, and they will look amazing. Okay. Cichlids. So let's go to the territory of no, you cannot keep these with you with shrimp. Okay. Cichlids, especially African cichlids, South American cichlids, they live in a different water parameter. So definitely these guys should be a no-no. As you can see, that these guys can grow very big. Okay, these can grow around 6 in size. These are peacock and contosa in here. So definitely, this is not the best option for you to keep them together with the cichlids. With shrimp, you can see that their mouth already like this, right here at this stage, it can probably fit the whole adult shrimp without even consider anything. Okay, so eat anything that is alive. And then red jewel cichlids and other cichlids that's big, like Oscar and everything like that too. I would highly recommend not to do that, because they can get really big, and then they can barely even survive. Okay. These are angelfish, same thing as well. They can keep in a core temperature. However, they will do the same option where they will not happy with the aquarium, and they will eat the shrimp. Once they pair up, especially if you have a couple more angelfish in your same tank, they can be very, very aggressive when they start pairing up. So that should be another consideration of not getting them. You cannot put shrimp, especially Neocaridina shrimp, with salt water. Okay, that's period. All right, goldfish. You see how big of their mouth is? That would fit the whole shrimp in there. So definitely that's a no-no as well. Okay, so that is it for the video. Thank you so much for your help. I really appreciate what you have done so far to Splashy Fish, and this is our 5th birthday, as Splashy Fish. So I really appreciate everything that everyone had done for us, and also all our supporter, our customer, and our viewer. Without you guys, we won't be here today. So I really appreciate everything, and see you next video. Bye.